What's going on? I'm Giancarlo Nadeau, the play-by-play broadcaster for the Coastal Tsunami. Joining me now, Arthur Griffiths, the president of the Vancouver Canucks Alumni Association. Arthur, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm loving my time in Gibsons as always.
I want to ask you what your thoughts are on this event and, the overall message that the team is trying to send early on and the building blocks of this team.
Well, the event itself, of course, allows us to, as the alumni and, an arm of the Canucks, to be able to spread the good word, so to speak, with respect to the Vancouver Canucks and through our alumni. So we try to do as much as we can around the province. And, I think, frankly, from my perspective, is that the Canuck alumni are, the names of the past, and they're guys who are always giving. They give in events like this. And so us to be able to put on a hockey game here and raise some money, create some awareness and some profile for Gibsons, but also more importantly the Minor Hockey Association is what we're all about.
And you guys have some pretty cool people part of your alumni, like guys like Dallas Smith and obviously a bunch of alumni players. But I'm also talking about a lady like Megan Augusta as well.
Megan.
How cool is it to get people like that behind the association?
Well, Megan's, a recent addition to the alumni, and wonderful. I mean, obviously, it's a spectacular hockey player, a great woman, someone that we're really lucky to have a part of. You mentioned some of the people as well. Darcy Road. Everyone remembers in 1982 or 1994, Dave Babbage, Kirk McLean, who will not be here, but we have a very active community, and we have players in our alumni. And individuals like Megan from that standpoint across the globe. So we are a multinational, multicultural, multi-reach organization. And like I said, to be able to be here in beautiful downtown Gibsons on the Sunshine Coast, in my backyard from where I grew up, this is a special day.
You mentioned your backyard, where you grew up. Do you ever think you'd get a team here on the Sunshine Coast?
No, this is well, I've coached minor hockey here. I coached minor hockey in North Van and West Van, and my kids played here, and soccer, for that matter. And this is actually a natural. I think this is great. This is great for the city because, look, I mean, your community is behind whatever they do. So it's small and large. So being able to create an event, and this is what sport does. It brings people together. So for Gibsons and the Seashell and the Sunshine Coast to have a place to go, to gather, and to watch quality sports, this is what it's all about.
Your dad, a huge part of the Vancouver Canucks since day one. Obviously, the Coastal Tsunami haven't played a game yet, but they're sort of on their day one right now. What do you think about the team name, the logo, the brand, the colors, and how things are getting done early on in the organization's beginnings?
It looks like quality from day one. The logos are always fun to create, and having been involved with some, and I have to say that this logo is absolutely spectacular. I tell you what, there will be days when I will see this in Vancouver and maybe abroad, and I think it's a great, it's a great physical recognition of the brand. It looks to me like everybody behind this team is in it to create a quality product, and the logo is a part of that. But you build your team, you're coaching your players, and make sure that the players, like the alumni, are always part of the community.
Well, I want to ask you, because you mentioned players being like the alumni, being part of that community, and we talked about earlier on how you're a leg of the Vancouver Canucks. How closely do you guys work with that organization?
Nonstop, constantly. We have events that we put on, they put on, and whether the team, maybe the team's on the road. So they reach out to us and we send one of our players, or alumni. So we're a little bit like or a partner. We're really partners, and I think the Vancouver Canucks, of course, are on a great start to the season this year. And for us to be able to go out and continue to spread the word without them being here physically is what it's all about.
Well, we're seeing more Vancouver having a very successful season. That must make you proud, and we're seeing more people carrying out those flags.
Absolutely. As they say, we're all Canucks, and, I'm watching the game tonight, and we have two defensemen. And I don't think this has ever happened. We'll be playing together tonight in Calgary. Their average height is 6'7". Their average weight is 232 pounds. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of the National Hockey League, so it'll be a fun night in Calgary tonight for sure.
One more thing I want to ask you here. We heard Coastal Tsunami, one of their owners, Julie, talk about the Beachcombers, how people know that for the Sunshine Coast, and how the goal is for the Coastal Tsunami to represent the Sunshine Coast, much like the Canucks do in the entire province of British Columbia. You think they're going to get that goal? Do you think they're going to be able to get it? So far, it's been pretty successful. A lot of community rallying behind the team.
You know what? I think it's sport does a lot to bring communities together, and it also does a lot to spread the word about what a great community you have out and beyond. So, starting with the logo, starting with the team, success, of course, is part of it. Being visible, being in the community. You know, I started a franchise. It was called the Grizzlies, and when we brought the Grizzlies to town, we had to get awareness. We had to get and it started with our logo, and then frankly, it went from there. So, making sure that you are constantly not taking anything for granted and ensure that the fans believe that you are there for them and listening. That's all.
I got one more thing for you. It's a request. It's a favor. Can we get a Go Tsunami Go from the legendary Arthur Griffiths?
Go Tsunami Go.
I'm John Carlin. That's Arthur Griffiths. Arthur, thank you so much. Best of luck with everything.
Likewise. My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.